Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Lee from UTAR. I'm also the KLESF Secretariat. Welcome to today's workshop, Utilizing Computer Applications for Basic Graph Drawing. Thank you for taking time out and being here today. I will post again the sign in and sign out link at the chat box. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any question, please leave it at the chat box. Then if we missed out your question, you may post it again. So about this workshop, its aims is to enhance knowledge and skills of school teachers and educators on creating different types of graph using readily available computer software. The speakers will be teaching and guiding on utilizing the Microsoft Excel to draw various types of basic graph. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker today. There are two speakers, Miss Elaine Ying and Miss Lee Yong. Both of them are the lecturers and they graduated with a background of mathematics. They're attached to Center for Foundation Studies, University Tunku Abdul Rahman UTAR, and have 7 years experience of teaching mathematics courses of foundation program in UTAR. They are actively involved in creation of e-learning materials and conducting mathematics workshops. So let's welcome our speaker today. Hi, Miss Elaine, can you hear me? Hi, okay, so I pass the session to you now.
Okay, good morning to everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, clear.
Okay, thank you. So I will share my screen now, isn't it? Okay, so can you all see my screen?
Yes, can see.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good morning to everyone. I am Miss Elaine from Center for Foundation Studies, Kampar campus. So I am teaching mathematics. More often we use this Microsoft Excel to prepare our documents. So now I would like to share my experience on drawing the basic graph using the Microsoft Excel. So our content, we have drawing the histogram from my part. Okay, I will present how to draw the histogram from the raw data, and then draw the histogram from the existing frequency distribution. Okay, next one would be drawing the box plot. Okay, and then drawing the box plot with the outlier. So some of the box plot are without outlier, and then some of it, yes, there is the outlier. So we need to adjust accordingly. All right, so what is histogram? So histogram is a graph, sorry, it's a graph which classes are marked on the horizontal axis, okay, whereas the frequencies, the relative frequencies or the percentage are marked on the vertical axis, okay, and the bars are drawn adjacent to one another. There is no gap separating the bars. So if the chart that consists of the gap separating the bars, that one is called the bar chart. All right, so this is the histogram. So I'm not sure whether all of you have downloaded this practice worksheet. Have you all downloaded the practice worksheet? Yeah, okay. All right. So if you, sorry. So if you open the practice worksheet, so you will see one sheet is named histogram for the raw data, and you will see the data. Can you all find this? All right. Okay, so of course, meanwhile, I would like to also guide you step by step. Okay, so after you have opened the practice worksheet, right? So next, please go to the data tab, okay, the data tab, and then find the data analysis. I'm not sure whether you have this data analysis in your Microsoft Excel. Can you all find the data analysis under the data tab? Yes, huh? No, okay. Some of you know. Miss Kong, no. Okay, right. I will show you some of the version don't have. If you are using the latest one, I think yes. Okay, just that you need to do one more step to install it. Okay, so if you don't have, then you may install it. Okay, go to the File tab, and then you choose the option. All right, I hope everyone can follow this. Okay, if I'm too fast, then you may let me know. Yeah, then after that, you go to the data option, and then you can see there is the option enable data analysis. So you may check this box, then you press OK. All right. Okay, so after that, the data analysis is available under your data tab. So you press the data analysis, then the dialog box will pop up. Okay, then choose the histogram, and then you press OK. Okay, please let me know if I'm too fast.
Excuse me,
Yes.
Miss. We couldn't find the what we call it, the earlier slide you showed, that how to install.
Yeah, you may go to the File tab.
File tab. Give me a minute here.
Yeah.
File tab. Okay. Then
Go to option.
Options. Wow, I couldn't find the icon here. Options.
You go to more, maybe.
More.
Under account.
Under account. Give me a minute. Yeah.
Okay. So can you see my Excel, Microsoft Excel?
Yes, I think you go ahead, because I'm struggling here. It's all right. So I'll just follow.
Okay. So you actually can go to the File tab. Okay, the File tab here, and then you go to more. Then you can see the option. Okay, and then you may go to the data. Okay, data option, and then you check this enable data analysis. Okay, you check this enable data analysis. Then you press OK. So you can actually see this when you go to the data tab, you can actually see the data analysis. Can't find the data analysis. Okay, yeah, maybe you will need to go to add in. Okay, we have the add in. Okay, and then you choose this under the manage drop down list here, you choose the Excel add-ins. Okay, and then you press go. All right, and then you check the analysis toolpack. Is that okay now? Sorry. Okay, so you press OK, and then you go to, yeah. Can I repeat that? Okay, you go to File tab. Okay, you go to File tab, then you go to More, then you go to Options. Okay, some of you maybe do not need to go to More. Okay, you can see the options directly. Okay, and then you go to the add-ins. Then at the Manage drop-down list here, you choose the Excel add-in. Then you press Go. So you see this add-ins dialog box. So you check the analysis toolpack and press OK. Yeah. Okay, so you press OK. Then later on you can go to the data tab. Okay, and then data option, and then you check the enable data analysis. All right, then you press OK. All right, so I will proceed. Okay. So after that, all right, so this is to install the data analysis, right? Okay, so after that, you press the data analysis, then this dialog box will pop up. All right, then we choose the histogram and then press OK. Okay, please let me know if you can't follow. Okay, so next one, you can select the input range. So you select the column that contain the raw data. Okay, and then for the bin range, I have ready-made for you. Okay, so you select the column that contain the upper class limits. Okay, sorry, I think it should be the cells. Okay, the cells that contain the raw data. Okay, and then the cells that contain the upper class limit. Okay, and then next, you may or may not check the label. Okay, it's up to you. And then to me, I prefer not to check the labels. Okay, and then you take the output range. Okay, and then you select any place. Sorry, getting the slides later. Yep, I will prepare. Okay, I will prepare the slides for you later. Okay, so you take any place, okay, any cell in your Excel sheet. Okay, and then you check the chart output. Okay, check the chart output. Okay, or if you would like to include the percentage, you may also check the cumulative percentage. All right. Okay, so maybe we can do it. Okay, so we click the data analysis, then click the histogram, then click OK. All right, so for the input range, so I have select this input range, okay, the cell that contain the raw data, so from B3 until B32. Okay, so next one would be the bin range. Okay, so the bin range would be from C3 to C9. Okay, the bin range will be from C3 to C9. Okay, next, check the output range. Okay, so my output range, I would prefer to display my frequency distribution over here later on. So I check the chat output. Okay, if you prefer, you also can check the cumulative percentage, right? Then you click OK. So you can see the histogram together with the cumulative percentage distribution. It's available. Is that okay? All right. So next one. This is to demonstrate. So I actually demonstrate for you the real one. So the histogram choose the B3 to B32, the cell. Okay, for the input range. Is this a bar chart? Yes, this is a bar chart. So later on, we will need to adjust. Okay, we need to adjust the bar chart, okay, to make it to become a histogram. Right. So so we select the beam. All right, and then we select the any empty cell for the output range. Okay, and then check the chart output. Then if you would like to check also the cumulative percentage is okay, then you press OK. Okay, so next frequency distribution. Okay, the frequency distribution and the bar chart, okay, will be displayed. So adjustment are needed to draw a proper histogram. Okay, so just now I mentioned that for histogram there is no gap between the bars, right? Okay, so we are now to close the gap. Okay, to close the gap. So we add zero frequency to the above class of the 30. Okay, above the first class. Okay, also I have ready-made for you lah. All right, I've made it ready-made for you. Because for histogram, how to choose the bin range? You just select. You just drag like this, select. All right, so maybe I will do it again. Okay, in the data analysis, choose the histogram. Okay, and then input range will be from B3 to B32. Okay, and then for the bin range, then you just select like this. Okay, and then for the output range, so it's actually any cell, any empty cell. Okay, any empty cell for the output range. So you just need to choose one cell. Okay, and then you check the cumulative percentage. The money symbol, is actually to pin the cell. Okay, it's to pin the cell. All right, so that it will not moving okay to other cell when you drag the cell. Okay, it's okay one. That one is default. Okay, do not need to bother it. Okay, then you press OK. Wait, what happened? Oh, okay, output range here. I will just choose a cell. Okay, I will just choose a cell. Then I press OK. So the frequency distribution is there, ready, and also the histogram. Okay, so this time down, I didn't check the cumulative percentage. All right, so if you would like to present the cumulative percentage, you may also check the cumulative percentage. All right, okay, so yeah, just now Ms. Kong mentioned that this is bar chart, right? Yes, this is bar chart. Okay, so we need to adjust. Okay, we need to do the adjustment later on. Okay. So yeah, before that, my bin range is only 30, okay, starting from 30 to 80, all right, okay, because for histogram, we would like to leave a gap between the first bar and the y-axis, okay, so with that, okay, I prefer, we will prefer to add in one more class, okay, that contains 0 frequency. Okay, so next one. So in the graph, so now we are going to adjust the bar chart to become the histogram. So in the graph, select the bar that represent the frequency, represent this frequency, the bars. So you right click, okay, you right click, okay, and then you will see this message, okay, so you choose the format data series, okay, you select the format data series, all right, then you will see this, okay, pop up. So at the bar here, okay, you choose you adjust the gap width to become 0%. Okay, you adjust it to become 0%. So I will show it here. Okay, so you click on these bars, then you right click, right? Then you choose format data analysis, format data series. Okay, and then the gap width here is 150%, right? So you may adjust to 0%. Okay, and then you press enter. So this would be the transform from the bar chart to become the histogram. Yeah, okay. So now we can't really see the borders, all those things, right? So we can actually adjust. Okay, we can adjust. What I feel like I teach using the Microsoft Excel is more appropriate, right? Okay, so next one we choose the fill. Okay, the fill to adjust the color of the bars and also the borders. Okay, the borders. So you will press the fill. Okay, and then we choose the color of the bar. Okay, at your preference. Okay, at your preference. Okay, next one. Okay, I choose the gray color. So next one, go to the border. Okay, and then to choose the borderline color also. So I choose black color. Okay, and then to increase the width so that it will be more obvious, okay, to separate the bars. Okay, so I will increase the width border. Okay, so next, okay, I will do it here, demonstrate over here. So I prefer gray color. Okay, so under fill, okay, under fill, we choose the color that we preferred. All right, okay, and then next one under border. Okay, we also can choose the color of our border. So I choose black color, but it is not too obvious, right? You can see not too obvious. So I would prefer to increase the width of the border. Okay, so I increase to 2 pt. So now I can see it's very obvious. Okay, can use the border to separate the bars. Is that okay? All right. Okay, so next one. Okay, so now you may change the title of the histogram, okay, and then the label of the horizontal and the vertical axis according to the data. Okay, so yeah, then over here, I would like to delete this one, the frequency. Okay, then here just amount of bill, label as amount of bill. Okay, and then this one would be the frequency, yes. Or you can also label it as the number of family. Okay, and then here maybe you will need more detail on your histogram, so you can edit it. Right, so this will be the histogram. Okay, this will be the histogram, but it's all depends on your needs. Okay, whether you would like to label the histogram using the class mark, okay, using the class mark, or you may adjust it. Okay, you may adjust it. So if you would like to adjust it, system default to mark the x-axis using the class mark, okay, which is the beam range. Okay, so you may change the class boundary if necessary. All right, it is all depends on your needs. Okay, so for our foundation, okay, we actually will mark the class boundaries, okay, on the x-axis. So we go to the home tab, we need to adjust it. Okay, so we go to the home tab and then to insert the shape, okay, press the shape icon to select the rectangle shape and then to create the rectangle box, okay, and then edit accordingly. Okay, so we just need to adjust the fill, okay, and border of the rectangle. So in this case, I actually prefer the white color so that I can overlap the class mark, okay. And then the border, I will just choose no border. Okay, then next one, we type the class boundaries. So a proper histogram is drawn, right? So this is to draw the histogram from the raw data. Is there any question? Okay. How the frequency created? The frequency created using the data analysis just now. You have go to the data analysis, right? So it's actually a system help you to calculate this one, frequency. Oh, Charanjit. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll try my best. All right. Okay, frequency. Okay, so of course there will be some steps to create the frequency.
Right.
Wow, Miss Kong, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so next one. Yeah, so now we have settled this one, histogram from the raw data. Okay, so next one, not every time we also have the raw data, isn't it? Sometimes we are given the frequency density. Okay, sorry, not frequency, frequency distribution, the table. Okay, so we also have the histogram from the existing frequency distribution. Okay, from the table. Okay, so if we are given the table form, okay, this example is our study, okay, and the number of students, okay. So these are the 0 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 16, right? So all these are the class limits, okay, class limits. Okay, and then this will be the frequency, number of students will be the frequency. Okay, so sometimes we get this kind of data, right? So we also can draw the histogram by using the frequency distribution, okay? So first, we need to determine the class marks for all the classes, okay? Because later on, we also need to mark the horizontal axis by using the class mark, okay? Then if according to your preference and also the needs, okay, if you would like to change the class boundary, then you need to adjust also. What about the add shapes thing, the class boundaries? Oh, the one, okay. So now this is the class mark, right? So if you like to change the class boundary, okay, if you like to change the class boundary, then where is my shape? Oh, shape, okay. So go to insert tab, okay, and then go to the shape. So you just need to choose one shape, okay, rectangle, let's say. So, yep, you will need to drag. Okay, so now it's blue color, right? So just now I told you all to change it to white color so that to overlap the class mark. Okay, and then can follow or not? Right click the box. Okay, right click the box to edit text. Okay, and maybe you will need to select the color of the font. Okay, color of the font, and then starting from 20, isn't it? Okay, so you just need to type 20. Adjust, okay, adjust yourself. So 20 to 30. Okay, then next one, 30 to 40. Then next one, 40 to 50. Okay, adjust accordingly lah. 50 to 60. Then 60 to 70. Then to 80. All right, and then next, you don't like the borders, right? So you can choose no border, no outline. Okay, choose no outline. So this is the histogram, okay, that mark with the class boundaries. Okay,
Not okay.
sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, so next one. Okay, so next we draw the histogram from the existing frequency distribution, right? So first we determine the class mark, okay, which is the class midpoint for all the classes. Okay, and then next we select the cell for the frequency. Okay, so from C2 to C7, we select. Okay, and then we go to the insert tab. Okay, next we go to the chart. Okay, and then we select the insert bar chart. Also same, we choose to draw the bar chart. Okay, and then from there we adjust accordingly to become the histogram. Okay, so we go to the insert tab, and then we go to the chart. Okay, and then we select the bar chart. Okay, and then select the cluster column to draw the bar chart. All right. So the bar chart is created lah. So modification are needed to draw the histogram. So you just need to follow the steps in the slides from 19 to 24 to adjust. Is there any question? Okay, so we go to this worksheet, histogram for the frequency distribution. How do we insert histogram again? Okay, so first we construct the class mark, okay, the midpoint. Okay, if you know, of course, this one is very easy lah, okay, but if you want, you can make it to get the 0 plus 4 divided by 2. So you get the class mark. All right, okay, or you would just use this one formula, this cell plus the B2, close the bracket, and then divided by 2. Okay, and then you drag down. So you will get the class mark for all the classes. All right, it's either manually key in or calculate using the formula, okay, the function. So next, select the cells that include the frequency from C2 to C7. Okay, from C2 to C7. Then we go to the insert tab. Okay, we go to the insert tab, and then we go to this charts. Okay, we go to the charts, okay, and then we select the insert column to the bar chart. Okay, and then we select this one, clustered column. Okay, so we click that. So the histogram is ready. this is the bar chart. Okay, so adjustment need to apply so that to make it become histogram. All right, so over here, if you would like to mark as the class mark, the class midpoint, so you click on this label on the horizontal axis. Okay, and then you right click. Okay, right click. Yeah. Okay, right click. All right, and then select data. Okay, right click, and then you choose select data. Okay, so you select data, this dialog box will pop out. So from the horizontal axis label here, you click edit. Okay, and then you would like to mark as the class midpoint, right? So you just need to choose the cells for the class mark. Okay, and then you press OK. Right, then you press OK again. Then the bars are marked with the class mark, the class midpoint. All right, so after that, you just need to adjust accordingly. Okay, adjust accordingly the format data series. Then you close the gap of the width to become 0%. All right, okay, and then you get the fill, change color, okay, and then change the color of the border and increase the width so that make it become more obvious. Is that okay? It's all to repeat the slides from 19 to 24 only. Okay, then next one, if you would like to insert the label on the horizontal and the vertical axis, right? So you click on the chart elements. I missed the class mark part, can later repeat again. The class mark is actually the lower class boundary plus the upper class, lower class limits, okay, plus the upper class limits divided by 2. Okay, class mark would be the lower class limit plus the upper class limit divided by 2. Okay, so as you can see, my formula here, okay, so I have the bracket, okay, the lower class limit plus the upper class limit, okay, and then close the bracket and then divided by 2. Okay, so you can see this formula, right? Yeah, just now I have one participant asking what is the symbol, money symbol, right? Okay, so for the money symbol here, okay, if you get it like this, include the money symbol, okay, and also the B2 here also get it become axis the money symbol lah. Okay, so if I press this one, enter, okay, and then when I drag it down, all the class marks are same. Okay, so the money symbol is actually to pin the cell. Okay, it's actually to pin the cell. So just now without the money symbol, right? Okay, you can actually do it accordingly. Okay, I change it back. Without the money symbol, okay, this is without the money symbol, right? So when I drag the cell, okay, the next class mark, okay, will be calculated according to the respective class actually. Okay, so with the money symbol, okay, it's actually to pin the particular cells. Okay, so that the calculation, following calculation won't change the cell. Okay, and then if without the money symbol, right? Okay, so you can actually drag down and the formula will calculate according to different class, okay, different class limits. All right, okay, so see, you go to the next class limits, right? So without the money symbol, we can actually drag accordingly, okay, calculate the class mark accordingly. Right, so this is the use of the money symbol, okay, it's very useful. All right, yeah. Next one, if you would like to label the X and the Y axis, right? So you go to this chart elements, you press it. Okay, so there is a list, okay, for you to check. So if you want the axis title, you want to label the axis, then you check the axis title. Okay, and if you would like to label accordingly, okay, label the frequency for each class accordingly. So you may check the data label as well. Okay, so you may play around. So if you would like to display also the table, okay, the frequency table, right? So you may also check it and you can see the table is over here. Okay, so for this class mark, the frequency is 12. For this class mark of 6, the frequency is 29, and so on and so forth. Okay, then we also have the arrow bars, okay, or the legend. Okay, so this one actually not necessary. Okay, or the trend line for the correlation and regression. Okay, so this one I will uncheck the data table because I have this data label already. All right, then you may adjust the label of the axis accordingly. Okay, recording. This one will refer to Miss Lee. Okay, so if we would like to add in this one, okay, the gap between the x-axis and the first class, right? Okay, so you can actually add in the first class. Okay, you can actually add in the first class. Okay, where you can insert one cell, okay, for 0 frequency. Okay, and also this one insert, okay, to get the 0 class mark. Okay, and that here you will need to click on the bars of the histogram. Okay, click on the bars of the histogram, and then you drag, you put your cursor. Okay, you put your cursor and then you drag it. All right, same goes to this one. You put your cursor and then you drag it. Is that okay? Can follow or not this one? All you need to do is you click on the bars of this histogram, okay, and then you can see the highlighted cells. So you put your cursor, okay, onto this, and then until you see this arrow, okay, then you pull it up to select that cell for 0 frequency, okay, and then for this one, do the same also, the class mark. Okay, otherwise your class mark will be not accordingly, okay, not accordingly. So you just pull it out. All right, okay, so in this case, maybe I will just need to uncheck the data label so that I don't need to see this 0 frequency. All right, then with that, you may also adjust if you would like to mark the class boundaries, right? So you just need to insert the shape, okay, and then adjust it. Okay. So I will continue. All right, so we have the select data. Okay, I've repeat this one already lah. Okay, I have done this, explain this one already. So to edit the horizontal axis label, okay, into the class mark, okay, and then to check the data or the information that you would like to include in the histogram. All right, okay, and then edit lah, okay, edit the chart title, the axis label, okay, and then the purple histogram is drawn. All right. Yeah, sorry if I'm too fast because we have used to the Excel, okay, to prepare the histogram. All right. Okay, so next one will be the box plot. Okay, so what is box plot? Box plot is actually the summary of the 5 numbers. What are the 5 numbers? So there are the minimum value, the maximum value. The speed is good. Okay, thank you. The second quartile, or also known as the median, okay, the first quartile and the third quartile. So the 5-number summary, okay, will be displayed on the box plot. Okay. So by using the first quartile and the third quartile, we can calculate the lower or inner fence, okay, and also the upper or the also known as the outer fence. Okay, this one is for us to identify if there is any outlier. Okay, so this box plot can be displayed horizontally or vertically. Okay, and all the 5 numbers are displayed on the box plot lah. Okay, the box, okay, that to represent the first, second, and the third quartile, and also the whisker to connect to the minimum value and also the maximum value. Okay, so without further ado, we go to this Excel sheet for the box plot. Okay, so you are given the set of the data, right? Okay, and then we can find the minimum, maximum, and all the 5-number summary lah, okay, using the formula in the ready-made formula in the Excel. Okay, so Excel is actually very useful. Okay, so use formula to identify the 5-number summary. All right, for this identify this 5-number summary as well as the interquartile range and also the lower fence and the upper fence. Okay, then select the A2 to A16. Okay, so maybe I will demonstrate. Okay, for the box plot. Okay, so for a minimum value, okay, so I'll use the ready-made formula lah. Okay, so I use equal. Okay, and then I will type minimum, MIN. Okay, so this one will return the smallest number in the set of the value. Okay, so I will select the cell, okay, from A2 to A16. Right, then close the bracket and then press enter. So the smallest number in this data, okay, in this set of the data is 29. All right, so next one, to identify the first quartile, okay, so I use the formula again, press equal, okay, and then I will type the quartile. So quartile, we have exclude and include, right? So normally we will select the exclude, okay, exclusive. Exclusive is something like exclude the median, okay, to identify the first quartile. All right, so I will choose this, okay, and then array will be the data, okay, to select the data, and then the quartile. So this is to find the first quartile, right? So I will key in the comma, and then key in 1 for finding the first quartile. Okay, for finding the first quartile. So now I close the bracket and then press enter. So the first quartile will be 33. All right. So you will likely to say a quartile, the second quartile or the median also same, right? So it's not. Okay, we have the special formula to find the median. So again, type equal, okay, and then we type median, right? And then we select the numbers, okay, the data. Then we close the bracket, okay, press enter. So this will be the median for this data. Okay, so now go to the third quartile, right? So we have this one, quartile. Again, similar to the first quartile, okay, we select the exclusive, select the data, and then this is the third quartile. So I will key in 3. Okay, close the bracket, then press enter. All right, so then for the maximum, so press enter, then I type in maximum, MAX, okay, and then open the bracket and to select the data. Okay, then close the bracket. Okay, press enter. So I have identified all the 5-number summary for this data. Okay. Next, the interquartile range will be the Q3 minus the Q1. Okay, the Q3 minus the Q1. Okay, this is the formula. So just press equal. Okay, then you select the cell for the Q3 minus the cell for the Q1. Then you press enter. All right, and then the lower fence, it would be the Q1 minus 1.5 times of the interquartile range. Okay, whereas the upper fence will be the Q3 plus 1.5 times of the interquartile range. Okay, so I will just do it by using the formula. So I will get the first quartile minus 1.5 times, okay, 1.5 times the interquartile range, okay, and then get the lower fence is 6. Okay, whereas the upper fence, I will get the third quartile plus 1.5 times of the interquartile range. Okay, 1.5 times of the interquartile range, 8. 1.5 times, times of the interquartile range. Yeah, so I get 78. Okay, so if we compare the minimum and the maximum value with the lower fence and the upper fence, there is no outlier. Okay, so we would now to select this data. Okay, the data, and then we go to insert. Okay, we go to insert and then we select, go to the chat. Okay, we go to the chat and then we select this one, box plot, box and whisker. Okay, box and whisker. All right, so this will be the vertical box plot. Okay, vertical box plot. All right, so here. Okay, so if you would like to, this one is without outlier, right? This one is without outlier. So I will demonstrate straight away lah. Okay, the data that contain the outlier. So I will add in 2. Okay, you may also add in 2. Right, 2 will be smaller than the lower fence, right? Okay, so I guess this 2 is the 2 is the outlier. Okay, so next I would select the box plot. Okay, I will select the box plot. Okay, and you can see the data is highlighted, right? So I will put my cursor over here. Okay, and then I will drag the data so that to include 2 also. So now this will be my outlier. Okay, this is the outlier. So this is how to draw the box plot, okay, with or without the outlier. Is there any question? Can I repeat the outlier again? Okay. Right, so this box plot is without outlier, isn't it? Since the data contain no outlier. So now I will add on 1 number, okay, to the data. Okay, add on 1 number to the data. So let's say 2. All right, let's say 2. So now if I want to mark these 2 or include the 2 in the box plot also, so I will need to click the box plot. Okay, I will need to click the box plot. Okay, and you can see the data, okay, is highlighted. Data for the box plot is highlighted. So you put the cursor, okay, until you see this arrow. Okay, and then you drag down to include 2. So now the box plot contains the outlier. How to create the box plot? Okay, you just need to select the data, okay, and then you go to insert tab, okay, and then you go to the chat. All right, you go to the chat, okay, and then you press this one, drop down, okay, to draw the box and whisker. Okay, to draw the box and whisker. So this is the box plot that contain the outlier. The addition of outlier will not affect the data calculated. Yes, here you will need to adjust. Okay, so that to include also A17. Okay, here also same, A17. Here also same, A17. All right, it will affect actually, okay? Okay, next one, I would, yeah, you can go to here. Okay, you can click this one. All right, to adjust, okay, to adjust this one, whether you would like to get the data label. All right, okay, and then if you like to exclude the mean value, okay, for the 2.266 is the mean value. So if you would like to exclude the mean value, so you right click the box, okay, right click the box, and then you go to format data series, okay, and then you get this, okay, then you just uncheck the show mean markers, okay, you uncheck the show mean markers, okay, uncheck it, okay, and then you can adjust the color of the box plot accordingly also, right, the borders and the fields, okay, so this will be without outlier. Okay, this will be with the outlier, okay, with the outlier included. So you will need to adjust, okay, you will need to adjust the formula. Right, yeah, so that's all from my sharing. Is there any question? You're welcome, Miss Kong. Yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Koo. Yeah, I hope you all can follow the pace. Because for me, to use this Excel is very fast. It's very useful apps. Okay. Yeah, so if no question, maybe I will pass my floor to Miss Lee.
Thank you, Miss Elaine.
Okay.
So now we welcome our another speaker, Miss Lee. Now I pass the session to you.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, can hear.
Okay, thank you. How about the share screen? Are you able to view the share screen?
Yes, can see.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lee. So, good morning, everyone, once again. I guess you all have a very fun hands-on workshop with Miss Elaine just now on how to draw histogram and how to draw box plot by using Excel. Okay, so now I was still on using Excel, but to draw a different types of graph. Okay, first of all, my name is Ying. I'm a lecturer teaching in Center for Foundation Studies, UTAR, especially for the subject of mathematics. Okay, so today I would like to share some of my experience with you all on using Microsoft Excel to draw different types of basic graph. Because all this while, when I'm preparing the teaching materials or e-learning materials, most of the time I'm using the Excel for drawing the graph. It is quite useful, and I will focus on drawing less than ogive. Okay, for this less than ogive, normally can be presented by using smooth curve or straight lines. Smooth curve is normally students draw by using freehand. Straight lines meaning that we can use ruler, place between 2 points, and we use straight line to join the points. Okay, then second part of my presentation, I will show you on how to shade the feasible region satisfying linear constraint inequalities. Okay, meaning that we have to draw the straight lines on the graph first, and then find out what is the feasible region, and then do the shading. Okay, so let's start with the drawing less than ogive using Microsoft Excel. This is a brief introduction on what is actually less than ogive. For ogive, right? Basically, in general, there are two types. One is less than ogive, another one is more than ogive. I think you are more familiar. Most of the students are more familiar with less than ogive. Less than ogive is an increasing curve, whereas more than ogive is a decreasing curve. Okay, so today we will focus on less than ogive. So less than ogive is a graph shows the cumulative frequency less than the upper class limit of a class plotted against the upper class limit of the class. Meaning that on the y-axis of the less than ogive will be having cumulative frequency, whereas on the x-axis of the less than ogive will be having class limit. Okay, so we'll plot the points above upper class limit, and the height of every point will be represented by the cumulative frequency. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, an ogive can be presented in two forms. Okay, as a smooth curve or as a polyline between points. Okay, so I will present all the theories first, then later on I will go to the Microsoft Excel to show you what are the steps that we need to do for drawing ogive. Okay, so hope you all are doing fine so far. Okay, so this is the data that I have prepared, and you can find this data at the practice worksheet as well. All right, so I have marks scored by 50 students in a test, and the number of students, okay, scored the marks. So in total, we have 50 students. Before drawing ogive, we have to come up with the cumulative frequency distribution table, meaning a table that containing upper class limit and also cumulative frequency. So I bet you all learn on how to calculate cumulative frequency, isn't it? Okay, so cumulative frequency of a class is calculated by frequency of a class plus total frequency before that particular class. Okay, so let's say for the first class 40 to 49, the frequency is 5. So the cumulative frequency is still 5 because there is no frequency before this first class. For the second class, okay, for the class 50 to 59, cumulative frequency is calculated by frequency of this class, of the class, plus frequency before the class. So 7 plus 5. So we're getting cumulative frequency of 12 for the second class. Okay, whereas for the third class, to calculate the cumulative frequency, it will be 18 plus total frequency before the third class. Total frequency before the third class will be 12. Total frequency 12 plus 18 will be getting 30. Okay, so continue to calculate cumulative frequency for the remaining classes. Okay, so we will plot. Actually, there are points, 49, 5. This is we consider as first point, second point, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So in total, there are 6 points that we need to plot on the graph. But if you look at these 6 points here, okay, when you plot these 6 points on the graph, you'll find out that the ogive is actually hanging. Okay, because the cumulative frequency starting from 5, which is not from 0. So what we need to do so that our ogive could start from the x-axis is that we add another additional cumulative frequency before the first class. Okay, so the additional cumulative frequency will be having cumulative frequency of 0. So the upper class limit, you can actually identify, okay, from the existing upper class limit. Let's say for the first class, 49 to 59, and then following 69, 79. You can see, observe from the pattern here. Okay, you will see that the difference between the upper class limit is 10. So to add on one additional upper class limit, we can just use 39. Okay, so we'll be using the values in this table, the second table, okay, the cumulative frequency distribution table to plot the ogive. Okay, so this is the theory behind. Okay, so by using Excel, okay, we can actually get a graph like this. Okay, with the y-axis represented by cumulative frequency, x-axis by the variable marks, and then we can label put down the title for the ogive. Okay, we can even label the points. Okay, and this ogive is in smooth curve. Okay, we can change it into straight lines. Okay, they are interchangeable. Okay, we can switch in between smooth curve and also straight line. Okay, so let me show you the steps. Step number 1. Okay, so this data, this table, this data, you can get it from the practice worksheet. Okay, under the file tab of ogive. Do you have it? Okay, so step number 1. Am I going too fast? Let me know, or you can just leave your message at the chat if you have any question, or if I'm going too fast. Okay, step number 1, highlight the table, meaning that highlight this table, cumulative frequency distribution table. Okay, and then go to the insert tab. Okay, insert tab, and then select scatter with smooth lines and marker, which is this one here. Okay, this one. Okay, then you will get this ogive. Okay, the step number 2 is actually after getting this ogive, right? I would like to insert the title for both axes. So what I need to do is I have to select the graph first, and then go to the select chart design tab, and then select add chart element. Okay, to add the axis titles, meaning the title for both X and Y axis. Okay, so under the chart design tab, go to the add chart element. Okay, and then select axis title. Okay, if you don't want to do this step, or there is another easier way to do it, you can click on this button. Okay, chart elements button to add axis title. You just click on the checkbox for axis title. All right. So for step number 3 and step number 4 is actually to switch between ogive drawn in smooth curve to ogive drawn by using straight line. Okay, so if you would like to leave your ogive in a smooth curve, then no need to perform for step 3 and step 4. Okay, so for originally I draw the ogive in a smooth curve. So now I would like to change it straight lines by connecting the points. So what I need to do is select format tab. Okay, and then select cumulative, select the series. Okay, under this drop down list here, select the series cumulative frequency and then select format selection. Okay, so go to the format tab first, and then there is a drop down list on the left hand side here. Then you choose for series cumulative frequency, and then just below it, there is a format selection. You click on it. After you click on it, okay, on the right hand side of your screen, okay, you will find out this format data series. Okay, so you scroll down, and there is one smooth line for you to check or for you to uncheck. Okay, so originally I'm using a smooth line to connect the points. When I uncheck it, then automatically by default it is changing to straight line to connect the points. Okay, so now I would like to show you by using Excel. Okay, so I'm sharing the practice worksheet. Can you see or not? Okay, so let's do it together. Are you ready? Okay, so yeah, click on the second table, the table that containing the data for upper class limit and cumulative frequency. Okay, so we highlight the table. Okay, we highlight the table. After that, go to insert. Okay, go for scatter. Go to the insert and then go to the scatter with smooth lines and marker. Okay, so this is to draw ogive using smooth curve. Okay, so do you have your ogive now? All right. And then you can move your cursor to chart elements. Just on the right hand side, top right hand corner of your graph. Okay, there is a cross button. Okay, you click on it. Okay, so you want to add on axis title, so you just check. Okay, so you can edit the axis title. For example, the data is on the marks scored by 50 students. So the axis title here, you can just label it as marks. Okay, for the y-axis, okay, normally will be labeled as a cumulative frequency. Okay, for the chart title, we can label it as marks scored by 50 students in a test. Okay. So actually we have completed drawing ogive. So I hope every one of you can follow. I think it should be quite direct and straightforward, isn't it, for drawing ogive? Okay, so now I will showing you on how to change this ogive, okay, into another form. Where I'll be using the straight line to connect the points. Okay, click on the graph and then select format. And then select, on the left side here, there is a drop down list. Okay, select series 1. Okay, format plan. Okay, and then select the fill and line. Okay, at the format data series, select fill and line. Okay, and then scroll until the end, scroll down until the end, uncheck smooth line. Okay, so you can actually see that there is a slight changes in the graph. Okay, so they are actually lines connecting the points now instead of curve. You all get it or not? Do you get this ogive? So far, can follow or not? Okay, okay, all right, thank you. All right, so actually I have prepared another set of data in case if you would like to do some practice. Okay, you can use the data in practice 1 to do it on your own. And if you don't mind, you can actually screenshot your graph and post it at the chat. Okay, some of you, if you would like to make your graph to become more colorful, okay, so what you can do is you can actually fill in the color. Okay, put some color on your graph. For example, okay, you go to the format for the shape fill. You can choose to color it, to fill it with the color of your it's based on your own preference. Okay, so if you find out that if you like to enlarge the title, you can go to the home and then change the font and then change the font size, choose your own preference font. Okay, and then font size. Okay, and you can even change the color of the line for your ogive. Okay, okay, so sometimes we'll be using ogive for doing estimation. Okay, so not only we use the ogive to present the graph graphically, sometimes we'll be using ogive to do some estimation. Okay, for example, if I would like to know how many students score less than, let's say, 65 marks, so what should I do? Okay, so what we need to do is we have to add some grid lines. Okay, so for this graph, only primary major horizontal and primary major vertical lines are plotted. Okay, so you can choose to add in, okay, to add primary minor horizontal and primary minor vertical grid lines to your graph. Okay, so as you can see, you cannot see the grid line clearly, right? So once again, we can actually change the color. Okay, so to actually thicken the color. Okay, so you can go to the format. All right, then horizontal value as is, format plan. Okay, hold on. Sorry. So you can actually click on the grid lines and then change the color under the shape outline. You change it to black color, or you can actually change it to gray. Okay, so with the grid line, then we can easily Okay, find out where is 65. Okay. Okay, 65 is around here, isn't it? Okay, so you can draw a vertical line from 65 until you reach your ogive. Okay, and then draw a horizontal line to the y-axis to find out what is the cumulative frequency. Okay, so you'll be getting around 24 students, okay, scoring marks less than 65 marks. For the mark color setting, meaning the dot, isn't it? Okay, so you can click on the points here, double click. Okay, make sure all the points are highlighted. I click and then go to the format and then shape fill. You can change to blue colors, and then shape outline. You can change also into, isn't it? No, this is for changing the color of the line. Okay, right click, format data series. Okay, click this one, fill and line. Marker, choose for marker. Okay, so click on fill. Okay, solid fill, and then change the color. So I repeat again, you click on the points. Okay, right click, format data series, and then click on this one, this icon, fill and line. Okay, originally it is shown there line, but you click on marker to change the color or the setting for marker. Okay, change color accordingly. For example, I change to blue or red. So far, any question regarding drawing of ogive? Any one of you have tried on the practice one? Select the data. This set of data is regarding the weight. Okay. Weight by 30 students. So again, what we can do is we select the data, go to insert, and then under scatter, choose scatter with smooth lines and markers. Okay, and then go to under the chart design tab, add chart element. You can add the axis title for primary horizontal and vertical. Okay, change the chart title accordingly. Okay, for this graph here, you will see that the graph only starts from somewhere here, from the first point start from 29 on the x-axis, isn't it? So if you would like to enlarge this graph, what you can do is go to the format. Okay, we made adjustment on the value on the horizontal axis, the x-axis. Okay, horizontal value axis. Go to the format. Okay, choose horizontal value axis. Okay, then choose format selection. So from here you can adjust what is the minimum value for your x-axis, what is the maximum value for your x-axis. So let's say I would like my graph to start from 20. So I change the minimum value to 20. So you can see that the graph is bigger now compared to the previous one. All right. You can also adjust the units for the major tick. All right. So so far, any question for ogive? For drawing ogive using Excel? So far, so good. Okay, thank you. So let's proceed. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you on how to shape the feasible region satisfying linear constraint inequalities using Microsoft Excel. Okay, so this is the example given. You can find out this example from the practice worksheet. Okay, so shape the feasible region that satisfying the following linear constraint inequalities. So we have 2y plus 5x less than or equal to 40, 4y plus 5x less than or equal to 60, x must be bigger than or equal to 0, y also must be bigger than or equal to 0. If you look at the last two inequalities, x and y must be bigger than or equal to 0, meaning that the graph will be restricted to only first quadrant. All right. So what we need to do is we need to draw the lines first. Okay. So for drawing lines, basically we have to use a minimum of 2 points. So the easiest point that we can find out, okay, you can actually choose to find any 2 points that you prefer. Okay, but the easiest, normally what I do is I find out the x and y intercept because it is easy to calculate. Okay, so for the line 2y plus 5x equal to 40, the y-intercept is 20, x-intercept is 8. So this blue line is the line for the first constraint. Okay, and for the line in pink, it is representing the line 4y plus 5x equal to 60, where the y-intercept is 15 and the x-intercept is 12. X equal to 0, it will be just a line of y-axis. And y equal to 0, it is a line of the x-axis. Okay, so if you look at the inequality symbol here, we have the symbol of less than or equal to for the first constraint. And for the second constraint, also less than or equal to. Meaning that it will be area below these two lines. Okay. So I use a symbol of arrow to represent that later on I would like to have area below these two lines. And then for the third and fourth inequalities, we are having different inequality symbols, bigger than or equal to. Bigger than or equal to, for x bigger than or equal to 0, meaning the area is above y-axis. Okay, and then for y bigger than or equal to 0, meaning I would like to have area above the x-axis for this constraint. Okay, so the feasible region or the region that fulfill all these 4 constraint inequalities, it will be a closed area here. Okay, so this is the area. All right, so we'll be using Excel for drawing the straight lines and then do the shading. All right, so this is the feasible region for your information. Okay, so again, I will brief on the slides first. Later on, I will switch to Excel to show you on how to get the graph. All right, so this is just for the calculation to find out the y-intercept and x-intercept for each constraint lines. Okay, so this is for the first constraint. When x is equal to 0, I will get the y value 20. And when y is equal to 0, I will get the x value of 8. Okay, meaning that the y-intercept is 20, the x-intercept is 8. Okay, and then for the second linear constraint, represented by the equation of 4y plus 5x is equal to 60. Again, I do the calculation for the x and y-intercept. Okay, so when x equal to 0, I have y equal to 15. And when y is equal to 0, I have x equal to 12. Okay, so we'll be using the y-intercept and x-intercept for drawing these two lines. Okay, so what we can do for drawing the first constraint line is we have to highlight the x and y value for the first constraint. Okay, which this one I have prepared for you. You can get it from worksheet practice. Okay, and then select insert tab. Okay, at the insert tab, we select the scatter with straight lines and marker. Okay, just now when we are drawing ogive, we select scatter with smooth lines and marker, right? But now we are drawing straight line, so we have to choose scatter with straight lines and marker. Okay, so this is for drawing first line. After drawing first line, Okay, so right click on the graph and there is a list come out. Then you choose select data. Okay, to select data, we perform this step 2 is actually to draw another line. Okay, remember that we are having 2 linear constraint lines. Okay, we have already drawn the first one. Now we are going to draw the second line. Okay, choose for the select data. Okay, then you will have this pop-up window. Okay, then on this pop-up window, okay, you choose add. Okay, select add to add another line. Okay, so C1 is the line that we have drawn just now, right? Okay. So for this edit series, okay, so under the series name, since we are going to draw the second constraint line, so I put C2 here. For series X values, okay, so I highlight the X value for second line, which is 0 and 12. You can see over here, okay, it is displayed there, 0, 12, meaning we are selecting the right value. Okay, so for the series Y values, okay, highlight the value for 15 and 0. Okay, so on the right side here, you'll find out the value of 15 and 0. Then press OK. Okay, after you press OK, then you'll find out that the second line is drawn on the same graph. Okay. All right, so this step is on the following steps. Okay, the previous steps are to draw the 2 lines. The following steps will be on how to shape the feasible region. Okay, so select insert tab. So on the insert tab, we select illustration. Okay, for illustration, under the shape option, okay, choose free form shape. Okay, so under the lines, there is this shape called free form shape. Okay. Okay, so after you select free form shape, then you have to start drawing the border of the feasible region to form a shape. Okay, so for drawing feasible region for linear constraint inequalities, it is easier because they are in the polygon. They are in the polygonal shape. So it is easier to draw, okay, compared to the area bounded between curves. This area is actually bounded between straight lines. So it is easier to draw, and we can use the free form shape for drawing. Okay, so after you draw the shape, you can actually format the shape. For example, you would like to change the color, you would like to change the color of border. So you can right click the shape and then format shape. Okay, and then normally we'll be using this kind of lines, okay, to do the shading. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you can change the pattern by by doing right click just now, format object, and then you will have this format shape, and then go to this icon, and then you change the original setting of solid fill to pattern fill. Okay, there are a lot of patterns that you can choose, and also you can change the color of foreground. Okay, you can also change the color of background. Okay. Okay, so I will switch on. I will switch to Excel to show you. Okay, so you can go to the practice worksheet under linear constraint inequalities. Okay, still using the same inequalities. All right, so first of all, highlight the value for 0, 8, 20, 0, and then go to insert, and then under scatter diagram, choose scatter with straight lines, or you can actually choose scatter with straight lines and marker. Okay, so you have the line for 2y plus 5x equal to 40. And then you can right click on the graph and then go to select data. Okay. Still can follow so far? So under this pop-up window, you go to add. Okay. So now I would like to add another line on the same graph. Okay. So I name my new line as C2. And the series X value, you click on the box first and then highlight the value for 0, 12. Okay, so for series Y values, okay, originally there is something written there. Okay, so you delete it. Okay, so you highlight the value 15 and also 0. How to double check or to counter check whether you are doing it right? You can look at the value on the right hand side. Then press OK. Then OK. Do you have both lines on the same axis? Can we continue with shading? Okay. So go to Insert, Illustration, and then Shade. Okay, under the line, there is this one called Free Form Shade. Okay, choose Free Form Shade. Okay, so let's say I would like to start drawing from origin. So I click on origin first. And then I move my cursor upward until the point of 0, 15, and then click again. Okay, so I move my cursor to another point, 4, 10. I click again. Move again, cursor to the point 8, 0. Click again. And then back to the origin. So we have drawing our visible region. We have drawn our visible region. Do we have the shape? So as I have mentioned just now, it is easier to shape the visible region fulfilled by linear constraint. Okay. Because they are in the polygonal shape. So it is easier to draw. Okay, so right click on the shape and then select Format Object. All right, then from originally it is solid fill. Okay, under fill and line. Okay, originally it is solid fill. So now you can change it to pattern fill. Okay, so you change the color for foreground. Okay, you can change it to black color. Okay, change it to this pattern. And then that's it. So for background, it depends whether you put some color on your background for the shading, or you can just leave it like this. Do you get this graph? Any questions so far? Any question on drawing graph for less than object and for shading the area bounded between linear constraint inequalities? No. Okay, so actually there is another one practice for you, practice 2. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, so for this linear inequality constraints, we have more now. Okay, we have y plus 3x less than or equal to 21, y plus x less than or equal to 13, x less than or equal to 5, x bigger than or equal to 0, y bigger than or equal to 0. Actually, we are having 5 lines now. Okay, just now in the previous example, only involving 4 inequalities. So let's begin finding the y-intercept and x-intercept for the first 3 lines. Okay, so for the line y plus 3x equal to 21, when x is 0, y will be 21. When x is 7, y will be 0. Okay, for the second line, y plus x is equal to 13. When x is 0, y will be 13. When y is 0, x will be 13. Okay, for the third line, x equal to 15. It is actually a vertical line. Miko Lee, can I repeat with practice 2? Is it okay? Or you would like to have, you would like me to repeat based on the previous example? Is it okay if I repeat again by using practice 2 that you can get it from practice worksheet? All right. Okay, Miko, because I see that a different person is replying. Okay, so I'm going to repeat again how to shape the feasible region bounded by a linear constraint inequalities. Okay, so I'll be using practice 2. All right. So for the third line, x equal to 15, this is actually a straight line passing through the x value equal to 15. Okay, so we can get 1 point here when y is equal to 0, x is equal to 5. For another point, remember that we need at least 2 points for drawing a line. So for another point, okay, of course the x value is still 5 because it is a vertical line. What is the y value? You can actually take a reference from the y coordinate, the y values that obtained from first and second inequality. Okay, for first inequality, the maximum value for y is 21. Second inequality, the maximum value of y is 13. So the largest value of y that maybe we can plot on this graph will be 21. Okay, so for another point, we can actually use 5 and also 21. Okay, so let's begin drawing. For the first line, we highlight 0, 7, 21, 0. Okay, highlight these 4 values. Okay, go to insert and then under scatter. Okay, go to scatter with straight lines and markers. Scatter with straight lines and markers. Okay, and then we have the first line drawn. Okay, this line is for the equation of y plus 3x equal to 21. Then right click on the graph. Okay, choose select data. Okay, so add. Okay, at the pop-up window, you select this add. Okay, then since we are going to draw the second line for the linear constraint, so I name the series, I name the line as C2. Okay, so under the series x values, okay, So I highlight the value for 0 and 13. Okay, I highlight the value for 0 and 13. Okay, so for series Y value, okay, originally there is something there. Okay, we have to delete it first. Okay, and we highlight the value for second line, 13, 0. And then press OK. So you can see that the second line is drawn on the same graph. Okay, continue for another line, the third line. Okay, click on Add. Okay, for the series name, now since I'm drawing the third line, so I name the line as C3. And then the X values, I will highlight 0, 0. For the Y values, okay, delete whatever value originally is there. So then only highlight 0, 21. And okay. So do you have all the 3 lines on the same axis? Okay, so again, as you can see, this the visible region is here, right? It is a closed area. Okay, again, it is a shape in polygon. Okay, it is an irregular polygon actually. So we can easily draw the border for this visible region, okay, by using the free-form shape. Okay, under the insert tab, okay, under this insert tab, we go for illustration. Okay, choose for shapes. Okay, so under the lines option, okay, choose this one, free form shape. Okay, so you click on one point. Okay, let's say I would like to start from the origin here. Okay, I click on the origin. You move your cursor to the origin and you click on the origin 0, 0. Okay, and then I move my cursor upward until reach the point of 0, 13. Okay, click again and then go to another point here. Click again. Okay, so meaning that we have to stop at every corner point. Okay, stop at every corner point, do one click, and then only continue to draw the line. Okay, and then go back to the original. Okay, so right click on the shape and then format object, and then under the fill and line, change the solid fill from solid fill to pattern fill. Okay, so you can change the foreground color to black and then change the pattern. So far, is it all right? Do you have the graph for practice 2? Is there any other question? Because this workshop supposedly should be up to 11:30, so it is almost 12:30. So I do not want to drag for any longer. Sorry about that. So if there is no other question, thank you everyone for your attention. So I would like to pass back the floor to Miss Lee. Miss Lee, you may take over now.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry for extending the time. So just a quick one. I just posted posting the sign up form link and feedback form link at the chat box. So kindly help us to fill up the form. Thank you to speaker, Miss Lee and Miss Elaine, for this wonderful sharing in this morning. So sorry for the delay. Just a quick one. I would like to promote that KLESF 2021 will be held on 23rd to 31st October. So hope you can join us. For more information, you can visit our Facebook and then on our website for more information. So just in case you have any more questions want to ask the speaker, you may drop us an email that I will help to forward to the speaker. Okay. Thank you, everyone.